It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From American Airlines Center in Dallas. Tonight, the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets begin the game with the basketball. Paul to Fareed. Won't go. Doncic. You've got to get that one to go. To Paul. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Harden hits the free throw. It's a three-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Harden to Paul. Tucker to Fareed. Got it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Right back to you.
Dallas owns the basketball. Shot from the lane won't go. Harden into the front court. Leads three. To P.J. Tucker. Fareed looking for his man. Oh, good defense there as the Mavs take it away. It's a big finish.
Used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Taking advantage of the defender. Nice ball fake.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession, though.
And count the basket inside.
When you're a EuroLeague MVP at the age of 19, let me break down why your game is perfectly suited at the PG spot to be a dominant one in the league. Because Luka Doncic is a technician offensively. In any screen and roll opportunity, he makes the simple read. He's not the most dynamic player offensively.
Flushes down the slam. Jay, that's a strong connection.
And it's always about the play before the play. Look how the eyesight was able to connect between two players. We call that an eyesight contract. Because when you have a contract that's signed, sealed, and then delivered like that, that's how great plays are made.
No good, and no foul.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
To Hardaway. Brunson. To Fareed. Kenneth Fareed powers it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
To Luka Doncic. Brunson. Here comes the screen. Hardaway against Clint Capella. To Luka Doncic. No good. Defense catching a break there. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Fareed. Paul. Chris Paul with a piece. Tough make through traffic.
I was expecting a dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a three-point game. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Austin Rivers. To the rim. Oh. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
It's the Mavericks right now at the controls. To Luka Doncic. Goaltending's called. Count the basket. Harden to Rivers. Works it up top. Harden buries it on the catch and shoot. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He's a scorer and an elite passer.
Burke with it. Down 6. To Luka Doncic. Nowitzki. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Harden. Throws it up. Shot from in close, no good. To Harden. Nene, picked up by the Mavericks. To the rim, lays it up and in.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
It down off the alley-oop pass. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. The Rockets with the lead. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
And he hits.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Paul. To Harden. Not that time. Mavericks with the possession. Knocks it down from mid-range.
That's dangerous. A little hezzy cross and knockdown. Lots of options going to open up as the game unfolds.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. To P.J. Tucker. Paul tosses. Flushes down the slam. Jay, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, but it's really not that easy. And as a passer, if your pass is just a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that throws the whole play off. The timing of this has to be impeccable.
Mavericks with the basketball. Oh, a whistle.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Courtney Lee sizing up Eric Gordon. Down low for Powell. Kenneth Faried with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Ooh, Chris Paul. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Offensive rebound. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
To P.J. Tucker. Nothing going here on that drive. Tucker. Short jumper off the mark.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Courtney Lee tips it.
And that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Harris with it. They trail by 2. Nowitzki, not that time. To P.J. Tucker. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Dallas with the possession. Trying to cash in. It's good.
Why are you even guarding a bad shooter that close in the first place? This is psychological warfare. Leave him open. Make him think about it before he shoots.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a two-point basketball game. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Paul to Harden. Shot won't go.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short on the shot.
Tim Hardaway Jr. He's 2 for 2 now.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Dallas has it. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. Easy path to the rim.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes. Not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Spins and scores.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
To Hardaway. Nothing going here on that drive. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally react?
Tucker to Paul. Lobs it up. Pass stolen by the Mavericks.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
To Nowitzki. Lets it fly from long range. Off the iron. No good. Harden with it up top. Under a minute to go before halftime. Tucker to Fareed. Has a look. Fareed, a shot won't go. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration. Now a whistle. Dallas will use the timeout as he'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Brunson. Clint Capella swats it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Paul into the front court. All tied as we march towards halftime. Ooh, Chris Paul. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
A lot of contact. No whistle. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Okay, that time it was effective. But a really good defender will put that in their memory bank.
Knocked loose. Rockets have it. Time expires to end the first half with the Rockets in front.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Rockets will start the second half with a narrow lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the Houston Rockets. The Mavericks aren't down by much after 2 quarters. And even though they're losing, you don't see a lack of confidence from their shooters. That could be the difference for them in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the Dallas Mavericks.
Game traffic. Steals.
That must have been a difficult half of basketball for these coaches to watch. Neither team was able to hold on to the ball, as you can see by the steals in these highlights. Still, some credit should go to the guys with the active hands.
Player of the half.
Chris Paul is up in the air swatting shots. When he's not doing that, he's down on the floor making steals. Who wouldn't be impressed by a first half like that?
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Dallas owns the basketball. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Tucker to Harden. Fareed to P.J. Tucker. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. From long range. That out of his range and no good. Hardaway. Nice pass to set things up. Finishing inside the paint on that one. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. drive. It's hard, but a shot no good.
This team is collectively feeding off their negative energy so far in the second half. Everybody is mad. Everybody is frustrated. Nobody's decided to take the torch and say, hey, look, follow my lead.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
It's the Mavericks right now at the control. Runner here, won't go down. To Fareed, goes to the left side. Baseline drive. Lays it up and in.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
I missed a short one there. Tim Hardaway Jr., very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Add 2 points to the board.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Knocked loose. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. It's going to stay with Dallas. Knocked loose. Luka Doncic gets inside for 2.
Here's what's brilliant about Luka Doncic. Everybody thinks that you need to be fast or be able to ISO somebody and create your own shot with your speed or your athleticism or your explosiveness. That is not the case. Doncic is 6'8", 230 pounds. Put that smaller guard on your hip, post him up, walk him down, shoot shots over the top. If you have an uncanny style of play, that game can reward you a ton in this league.
Doncic. And he'll go to the foul line.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
First try at the line, no good. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. To Capella. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Mavericks with the possession. Knocked loose. That one out of bounds off a rocket. So the Mavericks will keep the possession. Shot from the lane won't go. Fareed. To Paul. Sets him up. Kenneth Fareed powers it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Burke with it. His guys down by 9. Doncic. Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Mavericks with the basketball. To Luka Doncic. Clint Capella able to recover with the block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Trey Burke buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Paul to Capella. Clint Capella. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
3 seconds is the call. It's that time. Rick Carlisle going to his bench. Trey Burke, guarded by CP3. Brunson. Another chance. Oh, follows and finishes.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Harden to Capella. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
James Harden trying to cash in on a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Harden hits the free throw. It's a 3-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. Dallas with the possession. Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal. Capella to Paul. Can't get past the defender. There's the toss. Oh, good defense there as the Mavs take it away. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Trey Burke. Paul to P.J. Tucker. Harden to Paul. Pass stolen by the Mavericks. Lee over to the right side. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact.
And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Courtney Lee matched up with Harden. Corner 3 at the buzzer. It'll be Rockets basketball here as we start the fourth quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And if you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the fourth.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Chris Paul at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 86% from the line. Paul's free throw, good. A three-point play as the Rockets add to their lead. Right down Broadway for the two. Defender has to pick him up.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To P.J. Tucker. Pass to the rim. Out of bounds the call off P.J. Tucker. Dallas has it. And a finish at the rim.
I'd say his game is translating to the league just fine.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter.
And this is where I get a chance to see if coaches can change it up. Maybe let one of your players lead the timeout so your team can hear a different voice to keep everybody engaged. Maybe like the Warriors did with Andre Iguodala.
New blood coming in for both sides. Harden. To Gerald Green. Looking for his man. Oh, good defense there as the Mavs take it away.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in the playoff game, it will.
Luka Doncic, marked man. Shot altered and no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
And the finish. Jay, Euro stepping for two.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter.
Well, you need execution in a chess match. And the best execution, I just saw the star player talk to one of the young fellas. You take those young fellas over to the side. You coach them through some of these big-time moments that happen in the fourth quarter. That's how you get your team ready for the playoffs and hopefully a chance to win a championship.
Substitution being made in this one. That one out of bounds off a Rocket. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Doncic. Beyond the arc for 3. And the Rockets clear the board. To Fareed. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
The okie doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Dallas owns the basketball and a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Doncic to Brunson. Gets a look, can't hit. Gordon with it. His team on top by 8. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Clint Capella snatching it out of the air.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Pass stolen by the Mavericks. Doncic to Hardaway. Clint Capella blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Nowitzki. Nene sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Fareed to the rim. It's the Mavericks right now at the controls. To Brunson. Wide open look, won't go. Harden in possession. It's an 8-point lead. Fires the 3. Smothering deep. Nowitzki takes on Eric Gordon. Tim Hardaway Jr. looking good. 4 for 5.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout, and surprisingly, that's their second timeout of the final 3 minutes. They have no more timeouts at their disposal the rest of the game.
You're going to see the best players make in-game adjustments on the fly. The intellect of some of these superstars is off the charts. Your ability to adapt and move forward as quickly as possible in the most efficient manner will determine whether you win this game or not.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Harden with the basketball. Up 6. To P.J. Tucker. Austin Rivers to P.J. Tucker. And scores.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
To Luka Doncic. Won't go down. Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. Throws it up. Oh, good defense there as the Mavs take it away. Knocked loose. Rockets have it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Nene with the dunk.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
That move, that was nasty right there. But look, if you don't want to defend him, let me know. I can get a 10-day.
To P.J. Tucker. Tosses. Pass stolen by the Mavericks. Oh, nice find for the basket.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Paul to P.J. Tucker. Lobs it up. Blocked away. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. Nene. Sets him up. Mavericks with the possession. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. Wraps him up. That's intentional. And the ref calls it.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning a timeout.
Stepping in for the Dallas Mavericks.
Rivers into the front court. Up by 6. And here's the foul. Right now it's a 2-possession game, so if he hits 1 or 2 of these, it could be all she wrote. Chris Paul at the line for 2 shots. He's perfect from the line so far. First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. Here's a chance from long range. It's Harden with the rebound. 17-footer at the buzzer. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they get a good win on the road. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
David Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets got the win in a close game. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets. The Mavericks finished on the losing end of a close score. This loss is probably all the more frustrating, given how well they were attacking the second effort plays. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Dallas Mavericks.
Game track. Second chance points.
When it comes down to it, this game was all about offensive rebounding. I say that because so many of the points came from second effort plays. The hustle out there was tremendous.
Player of the game.
Chris Paul is the choice for what you're seeing here, and that's unselfish play. Tight passes, great timing, and an impressive basketball IQ. He earned more respect than what I already have for him.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
And And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.